There has been a lot of controversy surrounding the Arizona immigration law. The Arizona immigration law, as far as I can tell, was a state that is trying to get the nation's attention, trying to get our attention as to a problem that they feel they do not have adequate resources to address. This bill is an answer to the problem in Arizona. This bill will do what we should be doing in this country, and that is enforcing our border. It does it in a way that is strategic and smart. It does it in a way that will enhance the capabilities of law enforcement. As a former prosecutor, I understand the lawlessness that is eating at the fiber of well-being in the state of Arizona because of what's going on in Mexico with the drug cartels. The resources in this bill is not just for Border Patrol, but for aggressive law enforcement aid and help. So these drug cartels in Mexico know that they cannot mess with us, that they cannot, with impunity, ferry drugs up through the United States and in the process take out the safety and well-being of citizens of the United States. And I do hope that we don't posture on this bill as it relates to D versus R. Everyone wants to enforce the laws of this country, regardless of what your party affiliation is. Everyone wants our borders to be secure, regardless of your party affiliation. This is a good faith attempt to address a serious problem. It's paid for in a way that makes sense. We're talking about foreign companies that more than half of their employees, skilled workers, where more than half of their employees are on visas. All we're saying is you're going to have to pay more for those visas. This is not going to affect American manufacturing. This is not going to affect American jobs. What it's going to do is hopefully create some vacancies for Americans at some of these higher skilled jobs that these companies, foreign companies, are using the visas. So it's a smart way to pay for it also. And finally, let me say that I think there is some good news that doesn't get reported very often, and that is that illegal immigration is down in the Obama administration. Deportations are up. And the good news about the deportations being up is, unlike the previous administration, even with the higher number, a much higher percentage of those are people who have committed crimes in the United States. So we're deporting more illegal immigrants, and we're deporting the right illegal immigrants that have committed crimes in this country. And on top of that, we have more audits going on with employers. I've said all along, if we enforce the laws we have, beginning with the employers that are the magnet for the immigrant to come across, most of the people that are coming across our borders are coming for work. They're not coming for a vacation. They're coming because they can get work. The reason they can get work is under the previous administration, everybody in America knew you were never going to get caught or get in real trouble for hiring an illegal immigrant. That is changing because of the stepped-up audits that are being done in employers across the country, the record amount of civil fines that have already been collected this year, and we've got to keep that pressure on those employers that are knowingly hiring illegal immigrants. So I think this addresses the border. We've got to stay on the employers, and I think we will slowly but surely dig out of a very deep hole that we were left with from the Bush administration and their attitude on illegal immigration. And I think that if this were a subject matter that wasn't well known to every member of the Senate, the point you make might be valid. But this is obviously a subject matter that we are all very familiar with. We voted on a number of amendments on this subject over the last 6 months. We all know the urgent need. There's a lot of political posturing going on over the urgent need. So I would say the opposite. What's political is to posture on this and do nothing. What's not political is to put up a reasonable proposal that's paid for and refuse to go along just because it came from the Democratic side of the aisle. That's political posturing. Primary to the drone is their ability to get real-time surveillance. So imagine the advantages of having real-time surveillance above the airspace where you have some lawlessness going on, and what that could do to assist the people on the ground of manning up where they need to man up in terms of the resources at the border. The problem with our border is it's long. The problem with our border, it's very hard to have eyes everywhere they need to be. That's why the aerial drones would be so helpful in terms of surveillance.